Hi everybody, this is Ryan with Beal Real Estate. We help our clients buy, sell, and lease commercial, residential, industrial, office, and retail space throughout Michigan. Today I'm joined with Anthony Grace. He's one of our investment sales associates. Anthony, welcome to the show today. I'd like to get started by asking you to tell us a little bit about, who you are and how you got into real estate. So why don't you take it from there?
All right, awesome. First off, thank you, Ryan, for having me today. But my name is Anthony Grace, and what got me into real estate to begin with is just, my background in construction and being around the housing market. And I just love interacting with people and, my community in general. So I think it was the best path and, what I wanted to truly do with my life. So.
Very cool. We've had a couple of meetings, done some training together, and you've kind of hit the ground running with some of your prospecting. What type of properties and territory do you service, here in BRE?
So in BRE, I'm mostly focused on Lansing and Grand Rapids commercial real estate. That's the market that I've been trying my hardest to break into. I've done a lot of residential sales, and that's where most of my experience lies at. But my knowledge and, base standpoint in commercial is very vast. So
cool. And what are you seeing right now in terms of trends in the real estate that you specialize in?
So in terms of trends right now, there's a lot of buying and selling going on as far as apartment complexes and small multifamily apartments and whatnot, especially in the Lansing and Grand Rapids area. As far as, residential goes, there's just always a bunch of migration and immigration out of those two places. So it's always a booming market, and if you're looking to buy, you should be buying in Lansing and Grand Rapids.
Okay, and can you tell us a little bit about what you think sellers in 2026 should be, thinking most about when it comes to listing their property for sale versus selling it for sale by owner, or, not hiring an agent who's qualified and experienced to, help them?
Well, I would say our market understanding, that would be our very number one key resource that we have, because, you hear a lot of people talking about how the market's bad right now or this and that and whatnot, but realistically what we're doing is we're going through a market reset. The market's not bad, it's just a weird market that everybody's trying to adjust to. So my biggest piece of advice is don't wait, because if you wait, it's just going to get quote unquote worse in your eyes, or just keep continually getting worse rather than better. So you shouldn't wait to buy, sell, or anything, or invest right now. You should do it now rather than later.
Sure. Okay. And on the buyer side, obviously you said don't hesitate, but is there anything you think buyers should be paying close attention to when they're shopping for, let's say, investment property, commercial real estate, that they might not think of on their own if the only thing they're paying attention to is what they hear on TV or the radio? Yeah,
so, make sure you're looking at your capital repairs more than anything. Make sure that you're not making any bad investments or, steering yourself down a wrong path. Make sure you ask for help and get advice from a realtor before you make any jump the gun decisions, or, ask a investment property sales associate or something like that. I would definitely recommend getting any sort of advice or information on the market that you're wanting to buy in before actually jumping the gun. So pay attention to your interest rates, if you can get an investment loan, if you can get any sort of creativity deals or anything like that. I would definitely call around and try and talk to a realtor and an owner more than anything. So.
Do you see any trends or concerns right now in 2026 with how people conduct real estate when they don't do this professionally? What do you see going on out there?
Yeah, well, when I see less professionalism in real estate, I see lots of mistakes happen. So you get lots of whoopsie daisies, as you can call it, on both buyer and seller sides when it comes to either the realtor or a for sale by owner. But especially if you're working with a for sale by owner, if there's any mistakes or anything like that, he's working with a lawyer, that's when you're gonna run into some hot water, as to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Anthony, how can people get a hold of you if they're looking to list their property for sale, or if they need help finding a location for their business or investing in real estate?
So you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, also on LinkedIn. A good phone number for me, would be 517-893-2665, where I'm reachable at all times. A good email address would be anthony.grace@gobeal.com. All of my platform names are my name, so just Anthony Grace, and I should pop right up. Other than that, though, you can check out our website, gobeal.com, and I'll be on there. And yeah, I'd love for somebody to reach out to me.
Great. Well, Anthony, thank you so much for your time today. I think that's going to conclude our call for now, but we look forward to seeing what you can do here in the near future.
Awesome. Thank you so much.